And they're off. Rogers out.
The men's 100 meters was assisted by a nice 2.6 tailwind as Ryan Bailey and Michael Rogers raced Olympic bronze medalist Justin Gatlin. Gatlin stepped to a victory in a quick 9.88. His Diamond League victory streak now stands at 2.
Could you talk about today's race and what your feelings on it?
Just me and my teammates, my coach, we just wanted to put together a good race, work on my start. Haven't really looked back at the race, but I felt like I had a pretty good start. Had a good aggressive transition, and I brought it home pretty good. Last year, my 20 meters before the finish line wasn't as strong as I wanted to be. This year, that's what I'm working on, so trying to put together for Moscow.
So things are looking really good. Could you give us talk a little bit about Moscow World Championships coming up?
I think last year was more of an emotional year for a lot of people going into the Olympics. I wanted to be so aggressive and just just manhandle every race I was in. This year is a more calm race, a more strategized race. You have a lot of big dogs out there who are going to run very fast, and we're running fast now. So you want to put together a good race, and that's what we're working on.
You've been running really well. I mean, Moscow's looking pretty good, I would say.
The name of the game right now is just to stay healthy. A lot of guys are injured in my event, and a little knick-knack pains for me as well. But it's going to be a long season, and I'm just going to work sure that I go to nationals, make it through the rounds, and get on that team, and hopefully do a good job at Moscow.
Thank you.
The women's race, like the men's, was altered by a quick plus 2.2 tailwind. The stellar field of the women's 100 meters featured the Jamaican duo of Shelly Ann Fraser-Price and Veronica Campbell-Brown against Americans Carmelita Jeter and Allison Felix. Fraser-Price bolts to a quick 10.71 to take the win and the first place prize check.
Talk about today's race and your thoughts on it.
Well, today I just wanted to come out and compete healthy, and I'm thanking God for that. It was a very tough field as well, and I'm just glad I came out with a win. I wanted to execute a very good race because this will be my final race leading up to my national championship, even though I won't be doing the 100 at the championship.
So could you talk about the World Championships, going into the World Championships? What are your thoughts?
Well, the World Championship is still some time away. I'm still preparing. I'm still working hard. I'm preparing mentally and physically because it's a battle that only the toughest will survive.
Thank you. Allison, one question maybe? So could you talk about today's race? What was going on out there?
Just working on some speed, but still have work to do. So just trying to put things together for nationals.
Could you give us your thoughts on the World Championships coming up?
Yeah, just preparing for it. So just got to make the team.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much for coming over. So could you give us your thoughts on today's race?
It's fun to compete here in Hayward Stadium. The crowd is awesome, and I'm just happy that I came out here and I get another race under my belt.
So could you talk about this race going into the World Championships? What are your thoughts on the World Championships?
Well, I already qualified in the 200 meter. I have to go to the trials next month to qualify in the 100 meter.
Any predictions for the Worlds? That's what I'm getting at.
Can you repeat for me?
Some predictions for the World Championships?
I don't know what the future holds. My objective is to make sure that I stay healthy and take it one race at a time.
Thank you very much.
The women's 400 meters featured Olympic champion Sonia Richards-Ross in her season debut against world champion Amante Moncho, but it was no match as reigning world champion Moncho decisively won the race in 50.01 as the injured Richards-Ross placed 7th.
Your thoughts on it?
Today's race was pretty well. The weather is good also. I didn't have anything to worry about, and I'm so happy to win my race. So I was not going so fast because I know I have another race in Rome on 6, so I was conserving the energy for Rome.
So what are your thoughts on the World Championships coming up and your prospects of the World Championships. Could you talk about the World Championships?
Yeah, I think this year is very important for me. So I have to train well, smart, and make sure that I don't get any injury because World Championships is more important than me this year.
Any predictions for the Worlds?
I'd like to thank the whole world for their support. Yeah.
Sonia, 2 questions, please. Thank you very much. So, could you talk about today's performance? And it seems like the injury is real.
Yeah, today was rough. You know, the hardest part about trying to prepare for a meet like this is I haven't done any speed work, and that's really my ace in the hole. Is I'm always able to get out really fast and get ahead of the pace. So it was rough today. I realized I wasn't going to be able to really push it as well as I wanted to. When I didn't catch Didi, I thought, man, you know, I tried to block out the toe, but it was painful the whole way around. And the last straight, I could have probably ran a little bit better, but I was a little discouraged, so I kind of just cruised it in.
So, with toe withstanding, talk about the World Championships and your thoughts on the World Championships going into later in the season.
Yeah, you know, I'm a competitor, so I'm still optimistic, and I'm going to double my efforts in practice and see if we can get my speed up. I definitely think I'm still strong, so it's just the speed work, and I think my coach can get me prepared, so I'm going to work hard to do that.
Sonia, good luck. Thank you.
My right big toe, and I suffer sometimes.
The women's 400-meter hurdles featured a world-class field as 6 of the 8 Olympic finalists were on track. But it was Olympic bronze medalist, the Czech Republic's Zuzana Hysnova, who dominated the field in a new world leading time of 53.70. Arizona's Georgianne Molin finished second at 54.75.
So, could you talk about today's race? Tell us how it felt out there and your feelings after.
Yeah, it was a very nice race for me because it was very windy here, so I'm very satisfied with the time and with the winner also. I'm happy with that.
So, with this race going into the World Championship, what are your thoughts on the Worlds?
I'm happy to be the world leading now, but I think it's the beginning of the season, so everything will be changed to the World Championship. So, but my goal is to be at the podium on World Championship, and I will do my best.
So you're telling us right now you're going to be in the finals and you're going to be on the podium.
Sorry, I don't understand.
You're saying right now that you're going to be in the finals at the Worlds and on the podium. That's your prediction?
I don't know what had happened at the World Championship because it's a 3-round competition. It's very different from the other meetings. So, yeah, I would like to run my best on the final and the World Championship.
Thank you very much. So, hot conditions, great race today. What are your thoughts?
I'm just really excited for what's about to happen. I mean, what's about to come. So I'm just taking it day at a time. I have nationals next week. So, you know, just trying to go out there, compete, and have fun.
So, could you talk about the World Championships? What are your thoughts on the World Championships?
I mean, I'm going to win. You know, I think we're all there to win. So I already have the A standards. So trials, just go out there, you know, win it, and go to Russia.
So, any predictions for the World Championships?
Any what?
Predictions for the World Championships.
You know what? I don't know. I'm just kind of going with it. Like I said, I'm going to win. If you're not going to win, why are you going? So
that means you go in there and you go into the finals.
Yeah. No, that's definitely the plan.
Okay, good luck. I will see you there.
The women's 800 saw 20-year-old Francine Nyansui of Burundi set a new world-leading time of 1:56.72. American Brenda Martinez was second in a new personal best.
So could you talk about today's race, your performance? You've been running very well.
Well, today the plan was just to be really patient and to start gradually my kick at like 2:50 to go. And I saw open space and I took advantage of it, so I felt like that was my only opportunity. So to walk away with second, I'm happy.
So going into the World Championships this year, let's talk about that. Last year was a little disappointing for the major championship, but this year going into the World Championships, expecting some big things. What could you talk about that?
Yeah, last year I was injured. This year I tried my hardest to stay healthy, and I'm healthy right now and 100% fit, so I'll be ready to go for USA's. I'm going to try to go for the 15.
Well, what about Moscow? I'm expecting you in the finals without question, and perhaps even better. Could you talk about Moscow?
So for Moscow, if I make the team, but I'm confident I will. I'm gonna fight. I'm gonna fight as hard as I can. I've been doing that every time in practice and also in races, so feeling good about it.
Okay, Brenda, thank you. Have a good season.
In the women's 1,500 meters, rising Kenyan superstar Helen Obiri dropped a devastating kick with 300 meters to go. She separated herself from the star field and raced home in record-setting form, setting a new meet and stadium record of 3:58.59. She closed in 61 seconds for her final lap.
So, could you talk about today's race and what was it like? You were really flying out there. You set an all-comers record for the USA.
I think today's race was good. This is my first time to run here, so I'm so happy. The weather was friendly, was not bad. So I thank the USA people for the support. Yeah.
So going into the World Championships now, you are looking pretty good. Talk about that.
First of all, we are looking for Kenyan trials, which will be next month in Nairobi. From there, we can talk about Moscow next month, but one. Yeah.
So this is a season unlike last season, where you started off the indoor season like on fire after the Indoor World Championships, and then by the time London came around, you kind of fell off. But now I'm looking forward to you doing very well in Moscow. What are your plans for Moscow?
My position in Moscow first is to enter for finals, because championships, nobody's game, anybody can win. First to enter finals. From finals, you can see what next. Yeah, hope God willing, I'm going to win the bracket. Yeah.
Helen, thank you. Good luck with your season.
In the women's 5,000 meters, Tirunesh Dibaba was challenged by Kenyan Nancy Chorono. They both closed with a sub-60 last lap, but Dibaba was just too strong, taking the win in 14:42 for a new world-leading time. The men's 400-meter dash featured 2008 Olympic gold medalist LaShawn Merritt versus 2012 Olympic gold medalist and reigning world champion Karani James. Merritt got out fast on James and was able to hold off the boy wonder from Grenada in the final meters. The veteran Merritt took the win in a brilliant 44:33 versus James 44:39. Merritt, who pulled out of the Olympics due to injury, is looking to regain his world championship title from James in Moscow.
So, LaShawn, could you talk about today's performance with your thoughts?
I had a race in Shanghai a couple weeks ago. It was my first competitive 400 in about 9 months. Missed the Olympics, missed the whole season after the Olympics. Been doing some rehab. I wanted to come back and run a clean race, from start to finish. I kind of know mentally what I had to do. It's just a matter of getting my body and my mind to connect. Got out, took advantage of the back stretch, and finished up strong, and I'm pleased on the performance.
So with this performance and your recovery, you seem to be over your injuries. Could you talk about going into the World Championships? What are you thinking?
To win. I train to win. I'll go in. I have a couple of more meets here to go to Moscow and win. I have national championships coming up here in a couple of weeks. I have to get through those 3 rounds and place top 3. But if I'm healthy, I shouldn't have a problem doing that. And I plan on being healthy. So Moscow, I'm coming to run.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So could you talk about today's race and your thoughts on it?
It was good, very competitive. LaShawn is one of the most fiercest competitor I've ever met, ever competed against. So I was just glad to be a part of putting on a good performance for the crowd.
So today's race, sort of like what we're going to see in Moscow. Could you talk about your plans for Moscow World Championships coming up?
I've just got there, have a good performance, represent my country to the best of my ability. As I always say, I can't control what the other guys do. All I can control is what I do and how I execute my races.
Ronnie, thank you very much.
In the men's 200 meters, it was a late addition to the race in the form of world champion silver medalist, American Walter Dix. It was Dix who provoked a crowd-pleasing finish as Jamaican Nickel Ashmead was driven to the wall in an effort to claim this Prefontaine win in 20.15.
Thoughts on today's race?
Just come out here to execute a well-planned race, trying to run the curve. Kind of negative win, but I'm happy with the finish. Injury-free, so I can't complain.
So, with this win, could you comment on going further into the season, World Championships coming up? Talk about the World Championships.
I mean, it's preparation for trials. I mean, our trials come up in June, so I mean, that's just trying to get a couple races in, trying to be fit and ready for trials. That's about it.
Nothing about Moscow?
Working towards it. That's the main aim.
Okay. Thank you.